Hi, Victoria. So great to see that you sent us your corrected essays, your error correction list. Fantastic. Now let's take a look at your new essays. Great. Okay, so the essay is about local food and if it's better if we ate only local food. So here's what you said. Experts throughout both the developing and the developed world have debated that consuming only local food would be better both for the environment and the economy. Some believe that consumption of local food has only positive effects. Personally, I disagree. Now, here what you need, Victoria, is some sort of word of contrast because you've got the one side of the argument and then you have this contrasting idea, which is that you disagree. So in order for these two to be linked together, you really should have some sort of a connector word here, like however, but, yet, any of those would be okay, all right? This essay will analyze the impact of only eating local food on the environment and on the economy using examples from the University of Copenhagen and the UN. Okay, now one thing that I really like about this introduction is that you have absolutely pinpointed the key word here, which is only. And I think that's so important. And it's the one thing that I find that a lot of students writing this essay don't quite catch. So no one is questioning whether local food is good or not. I think that's, pretty much universally recognized. But the idea that this essay is asking us to talk about is if eating only local food is good for the environment and economy. And you caught it and you mentioned it twice. Here you said it once and then you said again, only. So I'm really glad that you caught that. And let's see if you develop it actually along those lines as well, okay? So, on the one hand, there is ample evidence that consuming only local food is better for the environment. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, the products do not need transportation since the amount of fuel used for cars or bigger vehicles are far less. Okay. Secondly, chemicals for preserving the food's freshness are less likely to be used in the case of local food. For example, recent empirical research by the University of Copenhagen demonstrated that 80% of all the international food eaten, it should be was because food is usually uncountable, did not contain enough nutrition but were full of unhealthy ingredients compared to local food made by farmers. It must not be forgotten that although buying international food sometimes could be more convenient and various, local food does not contain as many harmful chemicals. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that eating local food has only advantages to the environment. Okay, great. So here you're talking about environment, how less fossil fuels, or rather fewer fossil fuels, and fewer chemicals. So far so good. Let's see what you said in the next paragraph. On the other hand, although there's a case for local farmers benefiting from, here you need a from, the consumption of only local food, the impact to the economy globally cannot be overstated. This is largely because with purchasing global food, people contribute to the growth of many international businesses and more work opportunities. For instance, an extensive study by the UN showed that over 90% of the international food companies' income is from different countries. How about this? Is from countries different than the location of their headquarters. I think that makes a little more sense. Or different from. Consistent with this line of thinking is that people should not eat only local food. Thus, well, can you say a little bit more about that? That needs a little further extension. Thus, it is possible to state beyond doubt that the consumption of food from around the world is essential in order to maintain globalization. From the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that it is not needful, but it is necessary to consume not only local food, but also food from different countries. It is predicted that the mixture of food from all over the world will increasingly grow, no N, in importance. Okay, Victoria, I really liked this. As I said in the beginning, I was so happy that you caught that special word there, only, and you interpreted the task appropriately. I really like that you said, yeah, it's great for the environment, but what about financially? Okay, so you really covered both sides of this that, yeah, might seem like this great idea, but in reality, it has some disadvantages. So I like that it was a really sophisticated way of looking at this topic rather than just saying I 100% agree or I 100% disagree. So the way you looked at it was very good, okay? The grammar was good. There were some little things throughout, but nothing really worrisome. Vocabulary was also well controlled. No problems there. All in all, it was a very well written essay. Okay, so I don't really feel like I need to go into any more details about this. I think you did very well here. So why don't we just move straight into your apology letter to the University of Albion. All right, let's see what you said. Dear Sir, Madam, I am contacting you in relation to my last exam. I would like to express my sincere apology for not sending my medical papers received from my doctor as I had my arm broken. All right, let's look at a couple of things in this introduction that need to be discussed. So first of all, it's not your last exam that you need to discuss, it's your absence from the exam more specifically. So that's something you should have added. Also, we don't say apology, but we say this in the plural, so it should have been apologies. And if you had said all of this about being absent from the exam, then it would have made sense why you were then discussing your medical papers. Now, the last thing I want to talk about in this paragraph is this: I had my arm broken. When you say this, this is a grammatical structure known as the causative. So what the meaning of what you wrote actually is, Victoria, is as if you asked somebody, hey, could you break my arm? And then they broke it for you. Okay? We do also use it the way you have used it. So, for example, I had my car stolen last night, or I had my house broken into. So, yeah, we do use it like this. But the first kind of impression that this leaves when you read it is as if, like I said, I had my hair done last night, or I had my hair cut last night. I had my arm broken. It's like you got somebody, you paid somebody to do it for you. So while we do use it in the way that you tried to use it, it's probably safer to use a different expression to express this, okay? So let's look at this again. Dear Sir, Madam, I am contacting you in relation to my absence from my last exam. I would like to express my sincere apologies for not sending my the medical papers received from my doctors, as I had broken my arm. Okay, my name is Victoria Varga, my student number is this, and the case number, if needed, is this. My exam was supposed to be on 3rd of May at 11 o'clock in the morning. Unfortunately, I went hiking at the weekend right before the exam, and I slipped on a rock and fell. The next day, I felt severe pain in my left arm, and I visited a doctor who, after an x-ray, stated I had a broken arm. As I am left-handed, I would not be capable of writing the exam, but I forgot to send you the documents from the doctor. Please find the necessary papers attached. Once again, I apologize for any inconvenience caused. I would appreciate it if I could be given another opportunity for this exam. Any time would be suitable. I hope I can retake it as soon as possible. Thank you very much in advance. I look forward to hearing from you. Yours faithfully. Okay. Nice. No, nothing wrong with the way you wrote it, but there is one problem that we absolutely need to discuss. Did you apologize? Yes. Did you identify yourself? Yes. Did you explain? Yes. Did you give possible resolutions? Well, no, that's where you ran into a problem. You gave one resolution. You asked if you could have another opportunity to take the exam, but that's one resolution. Look what they've asked you, though, for. Resolutions, plural. So what they're telling you here in their own subtle IELTS way is that we want you to give us a couple of different suggestions. Okay? So it's kind of tricky, but you need to look at the task really, really carefully to make sure that you are answering exactly what they have asked you to answer and how they have asked you to answer. So just like you picked up on that word only in task 2, in task 1, you absolutely have to make sure that you pick up on these plurals here like this, or like when they say and somewhere, okay? Like here, for example, an explanation of what happened and any possible evidence. So you also have to discuss the evidence that you have, not just an explanation. Okay, so these are all the things that will make or break a task 1 in terms of task achievement. So here, since you only gave one resolution instead of multiple resolutions, or at least 2 resolutions, it's going to cost you. Okay, and that's for your task achievement score. So keep that in mind as you're preparing and as you do more and more task 1s. It's tricky, but that's kind of how it works, okay? So go ahead, Victoria, and correct these essays, return them back to us. Let's see what you do in your next set. All right, good luck to you.